don't care either. Actually, I don't care more than you don't care.
Probably. What's up, Kenneth?
Nothing much. How was your Thanksgiving?
Oh, my Thanksgiving was fantastic. Had the family over.
So it was fantastic.
It was fantastic. Yeah, that's right.
That's the way it is. So tell me this. Without ruining anything, I would like you to tell me, give me a description, a one-word description about your movie. Just give me a one word that gives me summarizes it up for everybody.
Fear.
Fear. Oh, you give me breaking out the skull.
I mean, you essentially could break out the skull on this one. Yeah.
Okay, mine is scary.
Scary.
Not scary like a scary movie or anything like that. It's scary as in if it happens.
Like a real life thing. Like if this was real life, then I'd want to kill myself.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Basically.
Yeah, okay.
TV show. Give it to me. Quick.
Oh.
Don't think about it.
Joy.
Joy.
Yeah, man.
Mine is adventure.
Oh, I like that.
Cartoon.
Nice. Bug.
Bug. Mine is futuristic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then the game.
Oh man. Fly.
Fly. Mine's dirty.
Gross.
Yeah. So what do you have for me?
No, I was gonna ask you what you thought of overall, like your picks, because you had mentioned.
Yeah, overall.
You mentioned initially.
Like, yeah, I unfortunately feel like I'm on a streak right now.
Bad streak.
A bad streak because I get titles that I'm like. The thing is, you have the unknown. You don't know the unknown. You fear the unknown. Blah blah blah. All that stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, like, if these movies existed, 1982, 1983, like for example. The one that I have is 1985. Okay, I've never heard of it before.
Mm-hmm. Doesn't
mean it's bad,
right?
Right? I've never seen it. I've never heard of it. Sometimes I've heard of a movie and I have connotations or something that I associate with it. That I think it is, but it's not. Yeah. Right. We've been surprised. A lot of the movies that we talk about on here, we're like, oh, jeez, I got that. Some of them are really bad, like 30-something. That's just bad. As bad.
But like across the tracks, like that looks like a dumb movie. But I was like, I would actually watch this movie.
See, I wouldn't.
With Rick Schroeder and Brad Pitt. Like I don't know.
Wouldn't happen. But like that's how I feel. I just feel like I'm getting these bad movies, and then I research, I watch, and everything is just fine.
Right.
And the thing is, there are a lot of other people that might have seen this. Like I might not have heard about this, but 90% of the people might have heard of this.
Might have heard, yeah. Well, that's the thing. Everyone has it. That's the beauty of this retro stuff is that everyone's experience is different.
Yeah.
There are cartoons that I absolutely love, and you're like, I never even heard of it.
Yeah, exactly.
And vice versa, and video games, especially. That's what's so cool is we get to share that stuff, and we get to experience it all, relive everything as it were. So
it's pretty good.
All right, you want to move forward? You want to hit Movie Squat?
Yeah, Movie Squat, hitting it up.
Okay, so you're first.
Yep. Hold on, I gotta mark you down. I have one called Radioactive Dreams.
What? What
All right,
is that?
Philip and Marlowe.
Radioactive Dreams. What the?
Let me tell you a little bit about this.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, go to my squat
Get
form.
to your squat form, yeah.
George Kennedy's in this.
From P-Funk?
What? You're thinking of George Clinton.
Oh, yeah. George Kennedy. Which one's George Kennedy?
Wasn't he from, like, The Naked Gun?
Oh, George Kennedy, yeah. Okay, yes. What was I thinking? George Clinton. I'm tired, man.
Yeah, that's it. So, anyway, movies take place in 1985, directed by Albert Pyun.
It takes place in 85, so it's...
No, it's 1985. It doesn't take place. You'll find out when it takes place.
Okay.
You ready for it? There's nuclear war in 1996.
Oh, a year before T2. Ooh, a year before Terminators.
That's how you do that.
Wow, okay.
All right, 15 years later, they come out of a fallout shelter. They were put into a fallout shelter.
Okay.
15 years later, they come out.
So 2000 and whatever, they come out is what you're saying. It happened in 96. They come out in
2011?
Yeah.
Yeah. 2011, they come out, and the world is a little bit weird. Right?
To say the least.
Radiation burn mutants are some of the first things they came across.
Okay.
Interesting so far, right?
Yeah.
Cannibals, capture them at like a dance club. They were raised in the fallout shelter by themselves with a bunch of books.
Who is this now? What are their names? It's just 2 people?
Yeah, this is Philip and Marlowe.
Boy and girl? Girl and boy? Boy,
boy.
Okay.
Yeah, and their dads like left them there and said, "Well, come back," and we did.
So they were kids?
They were kids when they were in there, and now they're adults. They finally crept out 15 years later.
So basically Fallout. This is Fallout.
So
this is Fallout
1950s detective fiction and swing music is what they were raised on. That's all they had in there. So they wanted to become Private Eyes, basically. 1950s Private Eyes in 2011.
Gotcha.
Because that's all they knew. That's all. That was it. Right. So anyway, it turns out there are these keys to the last missile. There's one more missile left. And the keys get bounced and forth. They meet people. They meet the gun. Yeah, steals the gun, drops keys. Miles had a gun. This Rusty Miles Archer. Sorry, I don't know why I said that. Steals their gun. You know, drops these keys, and the keys have names on them, which are their dad's names for the last missile. And what is happening?
Oh,
so there's this whole detective thing.
So they go on this little adventure.
Keys, and they go on this. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. There's another girl named Rusty Mars. She's they rescue from disco mutants.
This is pretty good. Disco mutants are pretty good.
It sounds a little bit like Fallout.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Everybody knows I love Fallout 4.
A lot of it. Yes.
It's like that's.
It's essentially Fallout.
It's basically Xbox to me.
Yeah.
Like,
exactly.
If there's one game it plays and it's Fallout 4, that's it, and it just goes on forever because it never ends. Every time I drop off, like one of those, gosh, they're like, "Oh, take this little cadet on a mission." And show them how it's done, and I'm like, God, all right. And I go down, and I'm like all over the map, and I take this cadet on a mission, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go back and get my reward. I go back, and they're like, here's another mission for another cadet. I'm like, I don't want to do it anymore, but I feel like I'm missing out if I don't accept it and do it.
Yeah, you don't have to do it.
Side quest after side quest after side quest, and I'm just like, eventually they're gonna end, but they don't. It's been years, and they don't.
I know.
So
they're on a side quest that's not ending.
They're on a side quest that's not ending. Yeah, that's how it feels. But you think it's like Fallout 4, but it's like not Fallout 4.
Okay.
It's basically, it's not a cricket.
What, in my mouth?
Yeah.
No, it's a facial hair. It's a beard face.
Okay.
That's what happens when you have a beard.
So what happens is,
you thought I was thinking it was a cricket.
Yeah.
So it's basically Fallout 4.
No, but that's the thing is it's not. It's basically like the Warriors crossed with like a Clockwork Orange and all kinds of goofy stuff. It's really cheesy new wave music. That's the whole movie. It's like this goofy new wave music.
Right. I love when you describe new wave as goofy.
No, but I'm just saying like it's goofy. There's so much potential, and unfortunately, a lot of movies when they put current songs in the movie, they're dated immediately. It comes out on video, and you're like, oh my gosh, remember that stupid "Hey Now, You're an All-Star." Nobody wants to hear that in the future.
Well, can I also tell you, not only that,
like,
I think
in the future means like 2 months later.
Yeah, I think in the story, story-wise too. Dude, there are so many great stories from 85, from the 50s, but they're done so poorly. They're executed poorly, as with my movie here, which I'd like to tell you about right now.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, sorry. Forgot to tell me their title and everything like that. However, but what I'm saying is this is supposed to take place in 2011, but they're using current 1985 music.
Well, they think because it's new wave that's
going to be the future. Oh my gosh, you're going to be listening to that 15 years
that's
from now.
What that's futuristic.
Years,
to them, that was the extent of their far-reaching future minds. Their imagination couldn't think of anything other than new wave music.
They did it in the 70s as well with a lot of sci-fi. A lot of sci-fi is very outdated. Star Wars did not fall into that trap. They decided to do, or George Lucas took it into
their own
direction.
thing. Yeah, market. Yeah, I heard that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They took it in a completely different direction, and it's timeless. You can watch that, and you can say, "Oh, Luke had a weird hairstyle and stuff like that." That's not true.
No, he didn't. He actually had. He actually had.
It's totally fine.
Yeah, he had 70s hair.
Fine. Yeah.
In fact, that's the same hair we have now. All right, let me show you mine. Okay, I gotta get you mine. Read it.
Galaxy of Terror. Your countdown. Okay. Gotcha.
All right.
Yep. Bring it on. Galaxy of Terror.
Here's the thing. Galaxy of Terror.
This is more of a science fiction kind of thing.
No, why? Because I said fear. This is what.
Said fear.
Jesus, this is why. So, Galaxy of Terror. You have the crew of the Quest. Okay, land on the planet Morganthus to find the missing a missing crew from another ship. It doesn't matter what. Each member. But here's the thing. Each member. So they land on this planet, but it turns out like they were drawn to this planet, and now they're stuck in their own personal hells, where each member has to come face to face with their darkest fear, and that's why I said fear. And there's this
like crickets.
like crickets, like for me down here is crickets, spider crickets. The master, the guy who's like telling them where to go and what to do and actually orchestrating this whole thing, he's on the ship and he actually ends up being he pretends to be the cook on their ship, but he ends up being the master. So what happens at the end? So each one of these crew members goes to their own fears, and they have to, and it's like a gory sci-fi slash. It's really cheesy. It's all blurry, blown out images. You know what I mean? Like they just softened everything on the lenses, and it was just a mess. It was a bloody mess. However, it ends this way in that the master, who reveals himself as the cook, reveals that this pyramid that they're stuck in.
Is his name Steven Seagal?
No. I'll tell you who it is in a minute. I'm going to give you the cast. This is actually a pretty interesting cast. He reveals that this pyramid that they're in is actually an ancient toy from a long forgotten ancient race of aliens that was used to test children's abilities to fight their fears, to like face their fears. So essentially, this whole thing was orchestrated by this man using this old device to test fear, okay? Here's an interesting thing. You have Edward Hilbert. Jim Halpert? Nope. Erin Moran? Or Moran? I don't know how you say that.
Mm-hmm.
Joni from Happy Days?
Oh, yeah.
Moran. I always said Moran, right? Robert Englund.
Oh, wow.
Okay, Freddie himself. And Ray Walston.
Cool.
Ray Walston?
All right.
You know who I'm talking about?
No.
My favorite Martian.
Gotcha.
Remember him?
Yep.
He's the master. He doubles as a cook, plays as master. So, a couple things about this movie is there's a scene. Let's just say there's a scene in here with one of the crew members where she has to battle her id. Okay. And it's let's just say it's an intimate scene, okay, involving a worm from her mind, okay, and well, you saw
like a tapeworm,
essentially. You saw the cover, right?
Yes.
That's the scene. Yeah.
Okay. It looks a little bit like an alien,
It's
with
a
a weird
slug.
looking skull.
It's a slug thing that basically has his way with her, and she ends up dying from it. That's the kind of movie we're talking about. So it's just like this.
So they die in their dream, kind of like a Nightmare on Elm Street?
No, it's not. It's actually not their dream. It's like their dreams come to life through this thing.
Gotcha.
Like whatever this toy is, it manifests this, right?
Great.
So, I mean, that in itself is interesting. I'm not really going to go into it. There was this whole thing with the actress where they said the actress, they wrote this scene, this very gratuitous scene, and didn't tell the actress or anything until the day of. And she was like, I'm not doing this. And she ended up doing it. And they had gotten a body double for her. She ended up doing it anyway. But it got an R rating and from the film board. So they actually had to like trim it and stuff. So it was this whole big crazy thing, But anyway, yeah. But when this movie is talked about and remembered, it's basically for that scene, But I mean, the premise to me is pretty interesting, how it's, these people are facing their fears and they have to, and they end up dying, and then again, it's only the master and that, I think that that guy Edward, it doesn't really matter what his name is, the captain, one of the captains, and what happens is Albert was his name, sorry, Albert. He defeats the master, he kills the guy, and ends up becoming the master. And I say that only because that might be something we use in our movie. So let's now move to our movie. You have these two guys who wake up in this post-apocalyptic world.
Yes.
They're on a mission to, solve this mystery. Do they end up solving this mystery?
Now, here's the deal. You're going on about these characters,
yeah.
Right? Marlowe and Philip.
Okay. Philip Marlowe.
I've mentioned Disco Mutants.
No, dude, I have not forgotten the Disco Mutants. Don't for any second think that I forgot.
Let's forget about these characters.
About Disco Mutants.
Let's forget about these characters. They're long gone. 2011 was a long time ago. They're dead. It's been a long time.
I hear you. I'm gonna counter that, but I hear you.
Actually, sorry. 2011 is a far future. Okay, there's no telling what would happen. In actuality, they're not getting out of their fallout shelter because there's not going to be a world in 2004. 2004, it's over.
What do you mean? You're going to retcon the movie?
I'm going to say that we don't know what's going to happen in the future since we're recording this in 1984.
Okay.
Right? Yeah. We don't know what's going to happen.
Right.
They're out of the picture. Okay? However, disco mutants can survive.
Well, I want to give you this. Considering this guy becomes the master, that wasn't one.
Oh hell!
Considering this guy became the master, you're right. Yeah. Why don't we do something with him where?
Well, somebody's gonna be afraid of disco mutants. Is what I'm trying to get at.
Well, no. Well, that's what I'm saying. We use disco mutants, but he's the one orchestrating it. This master. Okay, the new master. He's going to orchestrate it using disco mutants. He makes his way back to Earth or another planet. I don't know. Whatever the case. This is what I want to do. I want to use him. I want to put him in. I want to put him in it.
So somebody's afraid of music and dancing people from the future.
Well, hold on. So are you saying, are we just going to do basically not a straight, but like almost a direct sequel? In that he's going to toy with another group of people?
He's toying with...
Just like the Saw movie was basically the same movie over and over, just in different...
He's toying with people who have now... You can still see that, you know. You're toying with people... Is it? Yeah. You're toying with people that have now survived a nuclear apocalypse. So now this is people in the future.
Hey, could he have caused a nuclear apocalypse?
It could have happened. Somebody's biggest fear was... nuclear warfare.
No, okay, hold on. Now you're... Okay, so this was a contained thing. This was in a pyramid, a toy that was where they all were. So it's in this...
So now they're out of that.
So what you're saying is he's now conducting these experiments, or he's compelled to conduct these experiments outside of that in the real world.
Sure.
And he's able to produce people's fears as reality.
Progressed. You always have to... The sequel's always bigger and better.
And there's always more aliens.
Right.
Yeah. And Paul Reiser.
Sure.
Okay.
He'll do it.
Yeah. Oh, he will. So either way, doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. How it happened doesn't matter because we're here now.
Yeah.
So he has got a group. So do we want Philip Marlowe in there?
No.
Okay.
They're dead.
So we want to have a new group.
There could be another group that's afraid of like skeleton bones. And that's what they find in the skeleton bones and be like, oh, it's just skeleton bones. And it ends up being Philip and Marlowe. With their dad, with
their dad's keys around their necks or something.
Yeah, something like that.
That's a good throwback. All right, yeah, man, whatever. It's like, what are you gonna do with this, man? I mean,
there's nothing.
No, there is. We're just not thinking about it.
No, what are you talking about? I think this is perfectly fine. And now
I like the disco mutants.
I'm afraid of dancing, so therefore I don't want to go there. And there's gonna be these creepy looking people. And they're going to scare me.
They're not creepy people. They're creepy disco mutants.
Yeah, so
they are absolutely disco mutants.
Yeah, they're grotesque people at a dance club. Everybody's got to...
Give me something else. Give me another fear that he can manifest.
Give you another fear.
Come on. That would be an Oh, God. A post-apocalyptic... Like old cars? Like... Oh my God, my worst fear is to see things broken down.
New wave music, constantly.
Oh, what music is going to be in this?
What kind of music?
Yeah.
What year was yours?
81.
81.
Sorry, I didn't tell you that.
So it's going to be like Olivia Newton-John. What do you think?
No. No, we're not going to pull...
Yeah.
Oh, yeah? You want to pull that?
Yeah, we're doing Olivia Newton-John, Phil Collins.
What would people...
We're going to throw Bette Midler on
Hold on. What would people assume future music sounds like? Beyond new wave, what would it be? Just sounds?
Like it's just like the synth where it's like... Ding!
Right. So like Blade Runner, basically, where it's just kind of like that.
That's basically it.
I was just checking. I thought I saw a cricket.
That's totally fine. Nobody on Earth has been killed by a cricket.
That you know of?
That's a fact. I would like anybody to research that and call me a liar.
All right. I'll do it later after the podcast.
All right. So there you go. That's what we're gonna do.
Well, I know for a fact we're putting disco mutants in this title. What was that called? I totally forgot.
This is called Radioactive Dreams.
What a dumb name. I dream of disco mutants.
I dream of disco mutants.
Let it settle. Let it settle. This is called Galaxy of Terror. We're not. No. The answer is no. We're not.
We're not doing Galaxy of Terror.
No, we're not. All right. What do you think? I Dream?
I Dream of Disco Mutants?
I Dream of Disco Mutants. And who was the I? I don't know. Doesn't matter. We'll figure it out.
Okay.
Or like you Dream of Disco Mutants? I like I Dream.
I like that.
I Dream of Disco Mutants. Yeah.
I like that one. I think we can go with that. With soundtrack featuring Olivia Newton-John, Phil Collins, and
I wrote disco music.
Bette Midler. What do you think?
Nah.
This is gonna be like the #1 soundtrack.
Okay.
Of like 19.
Is that going in your art for this episode? Is that going to go in the art? Are you gonna?
We'll talk to the artist.
All right.
We'll get something commissioned.
All right. Can we move on? And we're gonna
move on.
Tube. What do we? TV Squat. Wow.
TubeSquat.
TubeSquat. Wow. Okay.
That's what we.
I don't even know my own show.
You know why they call it YouTube, right?
Yeah.
Because back in the day they called it the tube.
Yeah, the boob tube. The boob tube, man.
The tube.
I know all about it.
I just said teep. Because it was a TV mixed with tube. But
well, guess what?
No, that's what they called it. So YouTube, that's where it comes from.
Of course, I know, and it's you, meaning I'm putting myself
people, I don't want
on
people
the
to
tube.
think that like we've named this Tube Squat to be like, oh, they're do YouTube.
No, it's the tube
it's
as
tube
in right. It's
television.
the boob tube. I like boob tube. I think it's a funny, thing.
What was your movie called?
Galaxy of Terror. All right.
Moving on.
So we're on TV. I have a TV show that
he always does.
That I'm going to show you, and you're gonna enjoy it. So look at it. Say it.
The Joy of Painting with Bob Ross.
Yes.
Well, this is going to be very interesting.
So, but hold on.
No.
You want me to?
We're going to do.
Okay, do it. Give it.
We're going to do it your way.
Give it to me. Oh crud! Wait, I don't know it. I can't see the title.
You can't see the title.
I can't. I need a title.
You need a title.
It looks familiar.
Unfortunately, I thought there was going to be a title, and there wasn't one.
It just happened to not be one on that image.
Yeah, it's
I
called Voyagers.
Voyagers. Okay.
No, it's called Voyagers.
Voyagers.
There's an exclamation point at the end.
Oh yeah. You always have to yell those.
So tell me, Chris, about
Joy of Painting. All right.
I was just about to say that.
Well, you know Bob Ross.
Yes.
Good old Bob Ross. Okay, so Bob Ross is a painter. For those of you who don't know what Joy of Painting is or who Bob Ross is a painter, and he ran this show. This show ran for 37 seasons from 83 to 94. And, yeah, you can count it, but I was sucking in air there. He taught techniques for landscape painting using oil paint, okay? And the show was 30 minutes long, and in a show he would create a whole painting from start to finish. And while he was painting, he coined those phrases. Let's put in some happy little trees, some happy little clouds, some happy little bushes.
His little squirrel friend.
Yeah,
like a little squirrel friend.
Yeah, he had. So it's funny because in the middle of these shows, sometimes you'd have him with just like in the woods with wildlife and stuff. And he used to like rescue squirrels. Yeah, he used to have all these little squirrels. Sometimes he had guests
and he'd always give like updates on the squirrels.
Yeah. It was really cool. I mean, this show ran for a long time.
He'd have friends come in and paint. And
then he'd have little interviews with them. He had I remember I saw one where he had his old art teacher on. And, so what's interesting about this? So this ran for a long time. There's a lot of actually interesting things about him. Bob Ross has since left us, and 2 years ago, he the streaming channel Twitch actually got the rights to air his show, and they did the whole thing on like the whole 31. So they did the whole marathon, right? And then they did it again in 2016, and it's like a thing now. Now they just run the you could just turn it on right now, and it'll be streaming episodes of that, which is really cool. And then I believe in YouTube also, the Bob Ross or PBS or something YouTube channel put up all the episodes, so you can go watch them.
Gotcha.
Another cool thing about this was that he created 3 versions of these paintings. The first version he did before they recorded the show. He did a version for reference, and that would be off camera, and he'd be using that as a reference while he made the second copy, which he did on camera, real time, start to finish. Then he did a third, more detailed version of it that he put in his illustration, his instructional books.
Interesting.
Yeah, and then all those paintings were then donated to
okay.
like charities or whatever.
Great.
And I mean, that's basically it. That's the joy of painting with Bob Ross.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of the times I remember when I would watch Bob Ross on like PBS or whatever local station there was. A lot of the times you'd see this picture and be like, "Oh my gosh, that's amazing!" Like this forest scene with like a cabin, or a beach scene with a sunset, and birds and stuff. And then he'd put in like this crazy looking tree. And you're like, "Oh my gosh!"
Yeah.
Like he ruined it. Right? He's like, let's just put this big thing right here, and you're like, he ruined it.
Why do you think he ruined it?
Why did you do that? And then he keeps going, and it's like, oh my gosh, it's like even better than it was before.
Yeah,
like he totally redeems himself, like with all that stuff. And then sometimes he'd have that borders. He'd peel off the big border, like the border, and it would make like an oval picture, and be like, and then he'd like paint outside of it a little bit, and it would like break the border, and it's like the pictures were phenomenal.
You were like, he was just. That's why it's so like cathartic to watch that. And like I said, if you ever feeling blue one day, just go on the YouTube channel, go on that Twitch channel, and just look at it, because it is.
Oh, absolutely.
It's so good. You're like, I'm gonna watch some dang Bob Ross right now,
Oh yeah, absolutely. So,
all right.
Speaking of Bob Ross, The Voyagers.
Yes.
Was a TV show.
Speaking of Bob Ross.
All right, 82 to 83.
82, 83. Yeah.
Starring John Eric Hexum and Mino Palouse.
Mino Palouse was the kid.
Yeah.
All right.
How'd you know that?
Because it sounds. I don't know.
So anyway, John Eric was Phineas Bogg. That was his name.
Okay.
The ladies' man.
Yeah.
Throughout
how about this? Give me the overall premise.
The overall premise. That's what I'm going to give you.
Okay.
I'm giving you.
Because you love nitty gritty. Look, I'm not knocking it.
I know.
You love the nitty gritty.
I could have been done by now.
Okay, go. Sorry.
But this is now you're going to get the long version. Now he's getting the long version.
Sorry, buddy.
Ladies and gentlemen. So Voyagers are time travelers from the planet Voyager.
Hold on. Do I need to squat for this?
No.
Okay.
Not at all.
Sorry, say it again.
As you are.
As I am is fine.
As you are. So he was a field worker, and he graduated, all that stuff, and he gets his little Omni, which is a time travel device. Okay, and
they're just giving them out willy nilly, are we?
From his planet Voyager, yeah, that's what they do. They get a time zone that they need to, basically monitor and make sure that everything's good. They travel through time, and they make sure that history happens the way it's supposed to happen.
So this is a timeless race of people. They exist outside of time. Then, if you're monitoring time, sorry, go ahead.
Sure.
Too much into it. All right.
You do like look into the camera. You need to do that.
Oh yeah.
That's it. You gotta zoom in on that.
Yeah. Somebody zoom in. God, we need an intern.
Yeah.
Hint.
Yeah.
Hint.
Sven. The camera.
Sven, stop killing those crickets. Get over here. I know I told you to kill every cricket down here, but
yeah. Anyway, the little, it looks like a pocket watch. It's called an Omni. It basically turns red when the time line is off.
Gotcha.
Green when you have everything good to go.
How?
Basically, what happens is.
Like that's it. It's like it doesn't. Oh my God, it's red. I guess I have to go through the entire timeline and figure out what's wrong.
Well, that's what's fun about this show, Chris. All right, his Boggs Omni malfunctioned. It brought him to 1982. It's not supposed to go past 1970.
Of course it did. Oh, because he had up to the 70s.
He's not supposed to.
So
he
had what, 60 to 70? Is that it?
I don't know. He can't go later than 1970. Anyway, the guidebook. He had a guidebook of what's supposed to happen. All this stuff. It was grabbed by Jeffrey's dog. He got teleported to 1982 accidentally, met this kid who lived at the top of like a thing. He lived in like an apartment.
Yeah, I get it. A building.
You know what I mean?
He lived at the top of an igloo. Got it.
So his dog Ralph took the book, and as they tried to get the book, the Omni activated and sent them both back into time.
Oh goodness!
Let me give you a little bit. I'm gonna give you some information from episode. Let me refer to my notes. Episode number 3.
Oh.
Okay.
We're 3 deep. Got it.
It's really interesting. This one's called Bully and Billy.
Bullion?
Bully and Billy.
Bully and Billy.
Not to be confused with Bully Hayes.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know Bully.
Yeah. Well. Yeah.
Yeah. You know Bully Hayes. Nathan Hayes.
Nathan Hayes.
For those of you, early episode.
Yeah.
Probably horrible audio quality.
Yeah. Most likely.
1898, during the Spanish-American War, the Voyagers end up in Santiago, Cuba.
Oh.
All right. The Spanish are winning. because Theodore Roosevelt and the Rough Riders are not there to help them. Because Billy the Kid killed Roosevelt in 1880.
Oh, that is serious stuff right there.
So after helping Benjamin Franklin with his kite in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, they time traveled to 1880 and team up with Billy the Kid to prevent the future president from being shot in the American Old West. This is what this show did.
Wow.
There were chains of events that would alter history. So they needed to time travel to make sure that they were good to go.
Yeah.
All right. Crazy things. Slavery. Moses. Yeah. Jeff helps Bog as a Voyager by putting baby Moses in the Nile River in ancient Egypt.
Oh my God.
This is what they needed to do. They needed to just make sure
that. So my question is anyone monitoring the monitors? Like, does he have a supervisor? Like, so I get that his thing malfunctioned or whatever, but isn't there anyone monitoring that? Like, does he meet any other time patrol people? No. Because obviously someone's got to have 1800 BC to 1850 BC or something like that, right? Someone's got to have that time frame. No, isn't that their job?
This is what he just did.
But you see what I'm saying, right? You see the flaw in that system.
I see what you're saying, but that's
so I wanted to know. Does he
probably why it only lasted one season?
Yeah, but it's a really cool concept. Though.
It is a neat concept until you see the video. Like if you want reference to the YouTubes,
yeah,
check out maybe the intro is just enough for you.
Okay.
Think Hercules and Xeno, but like low budget.
So like we had back in Movie Squat, it's these ideas, interesting ideas, just executed poorly.
Yes. Unfortunately, there were so many ideas in the past that could never be properly, visualized, let's say.
Well, I mean,
you have these great ideas that were done poorly.
Yeah. But or was it to the best of their ability at the time?
That's it. It is the best of their ability at the time.
Like the original Star Wars.
I don't know what the heck is with my mumbling.
That's fine.
Right. The best of their ability at the time. However, you have TV producers in the way that are like, no.
Yeah.
You have this budget and you must make this work and stuff. And unfortunately, like they try and they do things. But now somebody else who might have this idea that comes up, like say 5 years ago, I have this great idea that was already done. It's called the Voyagers. Well, now I can't do that, and I have the means to make it exceptional.
But you know what? I think they can. They bring back stuff all the time. Like
I think they're never going to come out with the Voyagers again.
I think it would be awesome. There is a show that's kind of like
the Voyagers. That was so good. I really wish they had better special effects. It's never going to happen.
No.
Anyway, let's go on. So what's going to happen here?
So we have Joy painting and the Voyagers.
One thing about Bob Ross that I always remembered. I don't know how much. He always did like nature, and then sometimes he did like a cabin or something like that, or maybe like maybe a bird. He ever done birds? He might have done birds.
Well, no, not.
But he never really did. He never did people and stuff like that. I always kind of like that
because he was a landscape painter. That he did landscapes.
Right. That's the thing. Is like I don't want to see like a picture and see like somebody like hanging out next to a tree on a.
No, it was only landscapes. Let me ask you this. I have two ideas for this mashup, for this new property. I want to use the Voyagers. I want to use these guys.
These actual guys? You want to use like Bob Ross?
No. Hold on. Bear with me. These guys get Bob Ross to go. Here's one idea. These guys get Bob Ross to go with them to fix something like maybe like, oh my God, I'm blanking on artists. Not Plato. That's a philosopher. Picasso. Thank you. Picasso or Rembrandt or Van Gogh. It's not Van Gogh. It's actually Van Gogh. It's pronounced. Everyone pronounces it wrong. Anyway.
Okay, Christ.
Yeah, it is. No, all right, look it up. Look it up.
Right.
Anyway, point is, they could get him. Say something goes awry, and they have to get him. And again, this could be a short-lived season. This is like season 2. Maybe the seasons are like anthologies where it's the same actual 2 characters, but the season is a season-wide thing. I don't know. Anyway, they get Bob Ross to have to paint these things. Or
what does he have to paint, and why?
Exactly. I don't know.
I was going to say he has to paint them like an escape route to get to the next timeline.
Well, that was the other. I was going to go a little more far-fetched now and be like, the only way they can now get out of a situation is he has to paint them a location, and then they can get out that way. Now, that's not necessarily what that device did, but maybe...
So if there are, like, a bunch of rabid horses chasing after them, and Bob Ross is, like, at the side of, like, some kind of, like, ancient barn, and he needs to paint a picture in order for them to leave.
So it's like, almost like Sliders in that he has, like, they have to...
hurry up and paint the picture.
Yeah,
they're coming, and they're
And he's
hungry.
just like, I'm just going to go ahead right here. I'm just going to put
like, apples aren't going to satiate their appetite.
Little bush here. Like, Bob, we don't need bushes.
Like,
we need a road.
Let me tell you about my squirrel over there.
Yeah.
The squirrel's my little friend over there.
About my squirrel buddy? Now, buddy, what he did. Bob, can you just paint the road?
Do you see the saliva coming out of the horse's mouth?
I don't even know why these horses are chasing us, but can you just get that road there?
Yeah, so.
I think that's I like that better.
And the road takes them to, like, how about another random event?
Well, right, yeah. But that's my point. Like, it has to be a road. Like, you can't just, like if he paints a lake at the end of that road, they're going to get thrown into a lake. Bob, how many times have I asked you to not put the lake?
But how about he just paint, like, it's like, I want you to paint, like, just a field, a pleasant field, or a couch. I want you to paint something good. I can't control it. And it's just what he just paints. His body just does it. Yeah. He has to pick the colors and the paintbrush just.
And they're always just like, Bob, dang it, man. Can you just, please, Yeah. You know? What if, okay, I have an idea. The boy is grown up now. He's taken on the mantle of this guy. The original guy, whatever his name was. So that guy's out.
That guy's out.
And maybe he has another little boy, because it's like it always does that.
Well, how about it's just him and Bob?
That sounds okay. Yeah.
Like, Bob,
I like.
we need to get out of here.
Yeah, see, I like the idea of having another, like a third person, because it's like two people like, dude, what are you doing? It could just be Bob.
What are you doing, Christian? What are you doing?
But, you know,
do it.
No,
do it.
No,
do it.
No,
on demand. Do it.
No,
you have to.
Wait, what was I doing again?
What are you doing, Christian? Remember that?
No, wait. I thought you were talking about something else.
No.
Oh. No, I don't remember.
The video with Bane and the pointing and the. I'm Bane. I was born in the darkness.
The trips. Yeah,
Something
that's
like
right. Yeah.
Chips.
I couldn't know. Dude, I was channeling that night. I couldn't do that. We're discussing a video. If you go to our YouTube channel, one of our YouTube channels, you can see the little video. That was channeling, dude.
Channel it now.
What did I do?
Real quick. What are you doing, Kristen?
What are you doing? Oh, but it'd be Bob. What are you doing, Bob Ross? What are you doing, Bob Ross? Bobby, what are you doing?
There was a catchphrase on this show, the Voyagers.
Oh, get out of here. It was
man.
not.
Are you kidding me?
It was not. What are you doing, Bob Ross?
Phineas was timeless in his machismo.
I'm sorry, say it again?
And managed to fall for a beautiful woman in almost every episode. Whenever Jeffrey's wisdom was paired up against Bog's stubbornness, Jeffrey usually won out, to which Bob would always mutter, Smart kids give me a pain.
What the hell did that even mean? My God.
Jeffrey's dad was a history teacher, so he knew a lot about history in order to get the things set
right. So it'd be.
But Jeffrey didn't,
Bog.
Phineas did not care.
Yeah, okay.
He didn't care about setting anything right. He just cared about, like, linking up with the girls.
Yeah.
That's all.
So he wasn't really good at his job. Obviously, a dog stole his damn Omni.
Yes. No. Like his book, his guidebook.
Oh, the book. Oh, the guidebook.
They had the Omni.
They had the Omni. Obviously. Okay. All right. So Jeffrey. It's an adult Jeffrey and an aging Bob Ross. And Bob Ross has to, which is interesting because Bob. I mean, look, the joy of painting is. It's a reality TV show. We're taking the
reality TV show.
Well, no, it was
Would you say like
Bob Ross was a real person?
Like Regis and Kathy Lee was alive.
That's a
like,
reality television show. Yeah, because they're real people yes, it's.
I think reality kind of took on its own little stupid thing.
But don't argue semantics with what is real and what's not real. If the people in the show are real people being themselves,
there's a talk show, and then there's like
they're being themselves.
But like a cooking show. It's basically like
still being themselves.
It's an instructional show.
Jan Can Cook was Jan. It was a reality cooking show. I
wouldn't say it's reality. It's not like the cooking with the real world. Whoa, what are we going to make today? We're going to make some quesadillas out of that old pizza crust you found on the side of your couch.
The real world messed up reality. That wasn't real.
Of gum. There might be some hairs on there. And you take it, you throw it in the toaster oven, and you melt some cheese on top of that thing. We're going to show you how to do it.
No, that's not the real world was not reality. What's considered reality TV today is not reality. That's not reality. Your talk shows, your news programs, that's reality. We're done arguing about it. My point is Bob Ross is a real person. We're now making him a character. That was my whole point. You understand?
Oh, well, why didn't you say that before?
Oh, God almighty.
All right.
Anyway.
Let's
So what's it called? The Joy of Time Travel.
The Joy of Time Travel? The Joy of History?
No, that's boring.
Really?
History is boring. Well, it can be boring. Actually, I don't find history. Do you find history boring? I actually don't find history boring, to be honest with you.
Really?
I
don't know.
I find history actually interesting. I mean, granted, some things are more interesting than others, but...
It's the same thing with, like,
Everything. I know. Well,
they're more interesting, like...
All right, well, we're just talking about history. So what? What do you want to do?
That bomb pop is better than that one.
Oh, what about...
That one has red, white, and blue. That one's just all red.
How about,
I don't want that.
How about The Joy of Painting History?
The Joy of Painting History. The Joy of Painting History and Time Travel.
New catchphrase. Jeffrey goes, paint us out of this corner, Bob. How are you going to paint us out of this corner, Bob? And Bob's like, I got this, young Jeffrey. I got this.
How are you going to paint us out of this corner?
Just put this happy little tree. No, Bob, stop with the trees! Oh my God, he just yells at him all the time.
So...
The Joy of Painting History. The Joy of History. The Joy of Time Travel.
Painting out of a corner?
No, come on. No, you can't put the catchphrase in the title. That's not how it works.
The Joy of Painting... What? What did you say?
I said The Joy of Painting History. Or The Joy of Time Travel.
It's a tough one.
The Joy of Painting Time Travel.
The Joy of...
The Time Travel of Painting. The painting of...
I think The Joy of Time Travel.
Oh, you could just do the joy... The
Toy of Time... Yes.
The Joy of Time Travel? Yeah. I was going to say The Painting of History.
What? No. You need joy.
Yeah, all right.
Because that's what it's all about. It's the joy of it.
So he said the joy...
And unfortunately, Jeffrey doesn't want to experience the joy.
He just wants to get the heck out of there.
Bob
all right,
does.
so you saw the Joy of Time Travel?
Yeah.
All right. What are we doing next?
This is ToonSquat coming up.
ToonSquat.
Bringing it.
All right, you're up.
I'm up.
You're up.
I'm up. Oh, gosh. I'm not ready.
You gotta get ready.
I'm not ready.
You're ready?
I'm not ready.
See, this is what would happen.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Okay, you have yours ready?
Yeah.
Because...
Yes, the Jetsons.
Mm-hmm. The Jetsons. It's bound to come up. Now, basically, this was the futuristic Flintstones. So, technically, we're sick of the Flintstones. We're sick of...
But we haven't had we haven't had Jetsons, so I'm happy with that. Can I just show you mine?
Yeah, yeah. No, yeah, absolutely.
All right. We'll get into it, yeah.
Come take a look at this.
Damn it, wrong hand. Sorry.
Oh, gosh, Sectaurs. Didn't we have this already?
Yep.
Okay. Repeat.
Yeah, we did have it. I saw it. I was like, wait, when did we have this? And this was back in episode 2. We had the Sectaurs. You had the Sectaurs. I had Muppet Babies, and we combined those. And I'm just saying that to remind you because I'd like to do it I'd like to do it a little bit differently this time. Last time what we did was...
Well, hold on a second. You can't... Listen. First of all, we come up with something.
Yeah.
You don't come up with something and then bring it to the table and say, I've thought about what I want to do with this and it's going to be different. You let it take on
I just don't want to repeat it. I don't want to repeat it.
If it does, it does. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
All right.
You don't need to consciously do that. You can steer it in a different direction.
We'll see where it goes.
But you don't need to verbalize that.
Before we go any further...
The Jetsons.
Before we go any further, Guess who was in this?
Okay.
Guess who the voices for Sectaurs?
I know. Yeah, Frank Welker
And
Peter Cullen.
correct.
Really?
Yeah.
Both of them?
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
Okay. Go ahead. You go.
Listen, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the Jetsons.
Jetsons.
What do you know? Actually, you know what? I'm going to quiz you on the Jetsons.
Sure. Go.
Name me. Let's go for. Name me 6 characters from the Jetsons.
6. Well, there was George.
Check.
Jane, his wife.
Yep.
His boy Elroy.
Yep.
Daughter Judy.
Yep. That's 4. He's singing the song.
Yeah.
Try to figure this out.
Daughter Judy.
Do you think you can? You just need to come up with 2 more.
Spacely Sprocket.
Whoa.
And the dog. What was the dog? I can't remember the dog's name. Or Dot. Was her name Dot? The maid. What? Rosie.
There you go. Okay, Rosie. All right, I'm gonna give you it on a technicality.
What do you mean?
Because it's Mr. Spacely, Cosmo Spacely.
Oh, what'd I say?
Spacely.
Spacely Sprockets.
Space
oh, it's
Sprockets.
Cosmo Space. Okay.
He worked for Spacely.
So
Space
Spacely, I
Sprockets.
said,
Or you own the company.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
All right, and that's where. George
What was the
worked.
dog's name again? I'm gonna be so mad when you tell me. Hold on. No, just tell me. It's bad podcasting to sit here and think.
Astro.
Yeah. Okay. Dang it! Ah! Get out of here!
Yep.
I'm screaming at a cricket.
So
Spider.
Here we go.
Cricket.
You ready? George Jetson lived in Orbit City. His daughter Judy went to Orbit High School. His son Elroy went to Little Dipper School.
Oh, the Little Dipper School. Yeah.
Now, George Jetson, he worked 1 hour a day, 2 days a week.
What?
Yeah. And everything was automated in the world. Like everything, push of a button, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
That's what Rosie was there for, to do the mundane tasks like dusting, sweeping, because nobody wanted to do any of that stuff. However, everybody complained about being exhausted and that they're just,
Yeah.
Everything's so exhausting. Oh, I can't take it. Life is so hard. And it's like they don't do anything.
Yeah.
They do nothing.
Wow.
So,
And they ran on treadmills and stuff, remember?
Yeah. So that's the Jetsons. They tried to. The first episode was 1962.
Well, hold on. Well,
the first series was a long time ago.
It was definitely a long time ago. But like, but there was like they got up to no good. The wife went shopping. Yeah, they're like a lot of.
All of that.
Got one little fight. Their moms got scared.
Anyway, they came out with new episodes for the first time in 85. Between 85 to 87, they came out with new episodes, and they tried to do something with this little alien dude. I don't know if you remember this little alien dude.
He crossed over. He was on the Flintstones too.
Yeah, his name was Orbity.
Mm-hmm.
He was out
White
in season
helmet, like a
1,
little
season
white
2. He showed
yeah.
up in 1 episode of season 3, and they ditched him. He was done.
He was in that crossover episode between the Jetsons and the Flintstones. He's the one I believe that brought them together, right?
Yeah,
I believe so.
That's right.
So Sectaurs. Now I'm going to be honest with you. I don't remember how much you told me about Sectaurs. But what basically
they were cool toys.
Well, they were definitely cool toys.
Bugs.
Who made them?
Probably Hasbro.
Nope, Coleco.
Coleco?
As in
really?
ColecoVision, yep.
Yeah. Huh.
Coleco made them.
Coleco, you know where Coleco got their name?
No. You going to tell me or?
Yeah.
Tell me.
Think about it. Coleco, 3 syllables. Separate them. What do you have? Tell me the letters. Which first word is what?
C.
That's a letter. First word would be, the first syllable would be
C-A-L?
It's Coleco.
C-O-L-E-C-O.
Oh, yeah.
I even wrote that. Look at that.
So, yeah. So separate them into syllables. Go.
Coal.
Yeah. C-O space. Next 2 letters.
L-E.
I don't know how this is difficult.
I'll write it down. Hold on. C-O.
You already wrote it down.
Yeah, I'm going to say it again. What is that, though? I don't...
Yeah. C-O stands for Connecticut. L-E stands for leather. Fill in the rest of the word.
Connecticut? That doesn't stand for Connecticut.
They're taking the first 2 letters from the word Connecticut. Then they're taking the first 2 letters from the word leather.
And then company?
Then they're taking the first 2 letters from the word company.
See, I didn't know this.
And they made Coleco. Sega, same thing. Service and games. They took the Service SE and the GA and made Sega.
Wow.
That's how they've,
Interesting. I mean, condescending on your part, but still very interesting.
Well, I'm telling you, it's not that difficult to take 2 letters and tell me what they are. So, but anyway, Coleco is the Connecticut leather company, and they ended up making the ColecoVision. They made a Cabbage Patch Kids,
right?
If I'm not mistaken, and they also made Sectaurs.
So, but the thing is, the toys, for some reason, they weren't that. And here's a reminder. So the toys, you know what? No, I'm not talking about toys. I'm talking about the cartoon. Here's the cartoon.
They are made to sell the toys.
It doesn't matter. We're talking about the cartoon. Peter Cullen, Frank Welker, I told you that. Planet Symbion, all right? There's Prince Dargon of the Shining Realm of Prosperon.
Whoa.
And then Empress Devora of the Dark Domain of Synax.
Jeez,
all right? Her general, Spydrex, was like...
They went way too far with that.
Dargon's like, yeah.
Like
so here's what happened. Here's what happened. It was an experiment on the planet gone wrong, caused the post-apocalyptic thing, where then they started all the insect life grew really big, and they
robotic.
No, not really robotic, but they were able to form like mental bonds with them, and then they fought. They were fighting over possession of the hives, which were like a form of power, and so like these 2 factions were always fighting over that. I'd like to tell you a little bit of trivia though. This is pretty interesting. One of the original commercials for it, which was like
the commercials were like
4 minutes long,
and they were like episodic.
So the first commercial, which was about 4 minutes long, it was called Origins. The Origins commercial was filmed by Academy Award-winning director of special effects Colin Chilver, whatever. He was the special effects guy on Superman, 1979.
1979? I thought it was 1978.
Well, nope, 79.
Superman?
As far as I know. At least that's what this thing told me. Anyway, so that's what you have. So you have these factions, and the only reason why I brought up our previous episode is that we did. Well, I'm just saying.
I know. I got you. Somebody lied to you, man.
Well, then this person on Wikipedia is stupid because I thought it was originally. I thought it was 78 as well, but
it doesn't matter. Keep going.
Anyway, So, like I said, I feel like last time we didn't fully use the Sectaurs. We kind of focused more on the Muppet Babies, and we kind of just.
Well, we did in it. Remember, we have changed the format of the show.
The hell we did! All right,
where we had to rely a lot on memory in order to get through the properties that we've selected or that were selected.
Oh yeah, that is true.
Us.
Yeah, we didn't really do our research until
right. We didn't do this whole batch of viewing and
this is better.
Writing and
this is definitely better.
Studying.
What did you have again? I don't remember.
The Jetsons.
Oh yeah. All right.
I feel so disappointed about the Jetsons.
Why?
I don't know. It's just so. I just don't feel like there's much there.
Did you not like the Jetsons?
What are we gonna do with? What are we gonna do with them?
All right, come on. We can come up with something.
All right. So
we gotta combine these guys.
Yeah. So we need to do something, and I honestly don't know what we could do with the Jetsons. I really don't.
Well, you have these things that they ride these things. You have these insect creatures that have this little symbiotic relationships. You have these little spaceships from the Jetsons. Sprocket. What if Spacely Sprocket? What if they were mining? I don't know what they do. Like they make sprockets, right? But what if when they were mining for minerals to make sprockets, they were mining on the planet? Like they found, what's it called again? Symbion. And they were mining, and they found the hives. Like they punched through the hives where this energy source is, or whatever that they're fighting for, right? And they took it all. While they were fighting, while the stupid idiots were fighting.
Now, Mr. Spacely took this?
Well, his company, yeah.
But there was also another company.
Oh, the guy with the glasses, right? That was his rival.
Spencer Cogswell.
Yeah.
So he was the big competitor. What
if Cogs, I have an idea? I have an idea. What if Cogswell posed as Spacely Sprockets and...
What, you mean Cosmo Spacely?
No. He posed his company as Spacely Sprockets to mine the energy crystal, whatever the hell they were, from the hives. And when they were like, who are you? Where did you... And they're like, oh, we saw this thing, and they followed them, and they thought it was Spacely. And now Jetson's kind of put in the mix. He's like, Jetson, get me out of this, because he just made dumb, requests of that guy all the time, right? And he's like, find out why they think I did this or something. You know what I mean? You see where I'm going with this?
Well, how about they said the planet is off limits? Nobody's allowed to take
down. Well, that's my point. And he posed as Sprocket.
It just basically said, hey, we're going to go ahead and quarantine this. Like, we're not messing with this stuff. We heard there are things here.
Right.
Like, that's not the way it's going to happen.
Right.
Cogswell decides to go in there and, basically
poses. That's what I'm saying. He made it seem like them, and then there's this whole mix-up, and then I think that could be
he takes it and everything, and then it's like it causes the whole thing against Mr. Spacely and
Sprockets, and then he's got to have Jetson go ahead and fix it for him.
Yeah, Jetson's gonna go ahead and fix it. Where would the Sectaurs come in?
Well, no, they're finding them. They're going to Spacely, and you have like Prince Dargon being like, Spacely, where I can't believe you did that, or whatever. Or you could have like.
So basically, it's a way to get out. It's a way to get another season out of the Jetsons.
Or the Sectaurs, even.
Well, the Sectaurs is how many seasons did that run for?
Just 85.
Yeah. So there you go. I don't think anybody's been clamoring for another season of Sectaurs. Toys are cool, mind you. However, the Jetsons, I think, has a little bit more of a brand recognition, name recognition, and more probably of a demand for another episode, even one more episode, than.
So do you think it's
Sectaurs.
it's just like a crossover? Like it was just kind of like a. Dang, man. This ran from September 14th to October 12th of 85. That's
because their commercials were enough. You didn't need to watch the TV show. You could watch the toy commercials.
I mean, seriously, you're having Academy Award-winning special effect artists, directing these things. I mean,
the toy commercials were pretty cool. I had the Ewoks Battle for Endor.
Yeah.
On videotape, and I've had that for years. That tape, don't have it anymore. But it was recorded from the television, and like all of the Sector commercials, each commercial break, there was like another.
They played them.
Another, plot point.
Yeah.
In the Sector's little storyline, and it was really cool.
I mean, these were, I said I wasn't going to talk about the toys, but the toys were cool. Some were.
Yeah, you have to go hand in hand. Sometimes you have to do that.
Well, they were gloves. It was basically a furry glove,
ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. It was a furry glove with the body of an insect on top of it.
Oh my gosh, the little spider thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I forgot about that.
Yeah. Well, that was Prince Targon and Spydrax.
Yeah, I had one that was like a little spider thing.
My brother had Spydrax.
It didn't have the
No, because those were specific ones.
Yeah.
It was I can tell you which ones they were, but Spydrax's guy, his flying Prince Dargon's flying steed was Dragonflyer. I had Dragonflyer. My brother had General Spydrax, who had the Spider Flyer, and it had a little button. They had you put batteries in it. Had little motorized wings, and the wings would go, and you'd put your hand in the glove and be like, bleh, and they'd be on top of the hand. Cool. So cool. There's a home video of me and my brother flying those around and like just being obnoxious, going in the camera. And my mom like stop, and we're chasing my little sister and like my cousin and stuff. Yeah, it's good times, man. It's good times. But I mean, they were just cool. So all right. So I'm saying that the Sectaurs invade the Jetsons space. They think that Spacely Sprockets, Cosmo Spacely stole their stuff from their planet. Meanwhile, it was Cogsworth or Cogsbane, whatever the bloody hell his name was. All right. And, I mean, this could just be a special. Does it have to be a series, or can it just be like a special? Have we done specials yet?
We no.
Can we do a special?
We're not doing that. No.
So a short. So it's going to run from September 14th.
Yeah, exactly.
To October 12th, just like the Sectaurs.
Yeah.
It's going to run like 6 episodes.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah. Oh, what are we calling it?
That's what I'm trying to think of.
Listen, that's my thinking.
Like Spacely is.
Listen, that's my thinking sound. I don't care. It's my thinking sound.
What's the planet's name for this thing? Where do they live?
Symbion.
How do you spell that?
Symbion, man. I don't know. Symbion. Symbion.
Spacely Symbion Sprockets.
What? No, you can't just throw a word inside two other words.
That's how sentences are made.
That's
how we're doing this.
You don't create a sentence by putting... You don't put, like, word 3 in the middle of word 1 and 2.
Well,
like, that's just not how it works.
It's not Spacely Space Sprockets. It's Spacely Symbion Sprockets. Because that's where they're going, to mine Symbion Sprockets. I don't think I've said that word 2 times.
Same way.
The same way.
Look, man, I'm exhausted. I don't care. Whatever.
There you go. Game on.
Whatever. What's it called again?
Spacely's or Spacely.
Is that S-P-A-C-L-E-Y?
A space, the word space, and then L-Y at the end.
L-Y.
So there's an E before the L, yeah?
Spacely Symbion Sprockets.
Right? What do you think?
Sprockets. Sure, I don't care. All right, let's move on. All right, we got GameSquat.
GameSquat, you say?
All right. Flipping GameSquat.
All right, you're up. Let's hear it.
Well, you're not going to want to hear it. You're going to want to see it, but I'm not going to show it to you. I'm just going to show it to you. Check it out.
Warbirds for the Atari Lynx. It was like a biplane game, if I'm not mistaken. 3-dimensional.
No. Well, yeah, I don't know. If you want to call it 3-dimensional, I could show you some footage, but I don't really care right now.
Yeah, you're not going to get that. You're gonna
look, this is our first Lynx game. We haven't had Lynx before.
You sure?
Yes.
We did talk about Harvey's Humongous Adventure. Did we have that game?
No. Did we?
No, the Lost Viking.
Lost Vikings, but that was SNES.
No, but Viking Child. Was that a Lynx game?
I don't think this made.
I don't know.
Either way,
I gotta show you real quick.
I know. What do you got? Tapeworm?
Remember I asked you before? You said a worm. I said, was it a tapeworm? See that? Foreshadowing. You didn't get thrown off my trail. Tapeworm for the Atari 2600.
I didn't.
You go, then I'll go. You said yours was, what would you say, bug on yours? You said bug, and I said dirty. Let's hear about your bug. What's this?
Wait, dirty? For Jetsons?
For tapeworm. Oh. What are we talking about right now?
I said bug for the cartoon.
What did you say for the game?
Oh, game I said fly.
Oh, okay.
And you said
fly,
dirty.
I said dirty. Yeah.
Weirdo. It's a World War I flight sim. You flew in first person, and
I was thinking the fly.
No.
Buzz fly.
No, you flew. You flew a biplane in this thing in this game, and you could fly all around. It was 2D sprites, but
yeah,
it was kind of like
that's how they did it back then.
Yeah, it was really cool. I mean, you could have unlimited, and you could turn on unlimited ammo. You could also change the amount of damage the aircraft could take before it explodes, and the Lynx also had that ability that you could hook up with 3 other Lynx consoles. And you could, so 4 people could fly their own plane, and you can fight each other.
They did some cool things. Atari.
That was pretty cool. So
Atari.
And you have Tapeworm.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you a little bit about it. How do you think the gameplay goes on this?
I'm picturing something like Snake. Yeah.
This, believe it or not, graphics-wise, a little bit basic. Okay. This was an elaborate version of Snake.
Really? How elaborate?
How elaborate?
Elaborate.
There was like a little spider on the bottom of the screen that would eat like an apple. There'd be like an apple or a piece of fruit. Some other kind of, representative of the fruit group.
Okay.
Okay. You'd have down there, and then there'd be like a little bug that would go, or a spider, would go and try to get it. Now, the game Snake was played on the screen, and you'd go and you get the little dot. You'd eat.
And you grow longer.
The snake would.
Tapeworm.
The tapeworm would eat the bean, and that's what it was. But it was a little.
What?
Are you going to be alive at the end of this episode?
Yeah, I'll be fine.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm concerned. I just want to make sure everything's okay.
I'm good.
Like I keep talking, and your head hits the desk.
Oh no, I had a little indigestion type thing, and I didn't want to be in the microphone, man. Sorry.
There was something happening with your body.
Sorry, man.
You were one retch away from me leaping across this table.
I appreciate it.
Defibrillators.
Oh, yeah, the one in the bookshelf. Yeah.
Always.
All right, go ahead. So you ate the bean, you grew bigger.
You eat the bean, you get bigger. However, if the little spider got to the apple at the end. 2 beans appear on the screen. Now you got to get them both.
Oh.
And it got harder and harder and harder.
So the spider pooped out more beans? Is that what happened?
No. The spider would eat the thing, and maybe.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, what's the correlation between a spider eating a...
I don't know. But you also had enemies in this game.
Yeah.
Things that would come across the screen and try to disrupt your snakeness.
Nah. Or tapeness. More like it.
Yeah. Oh, gosh, that's right. It's not snake, it's a worm.
It's a tapeworm.
I keep getting down to it, man.
Tape, and they probably decided tape as in... The more you pull it out, the longer it gets. Get it? They
don't know what they're talking about. This was the 80s, man. They didn't know.
That's what I'm saying, you know?
They didn't know.
Let me see that sheet, though. You wrote about as much as I did. In fact, you wrote less than I did.
You see that?
Yeah.
Anyway, you had enemies in the game.
Enemies, got it.
All I wrote. These are the enemies that I wrote down here: Slinky, Spanky, Beaky, and Beetle. They would come onto the screen and try to get you.
Yeah. They chased you, or they just went across?
See, Slinky is the name of the worm.
Okay, yeah.
That's the tapeworm with the glasses.
Yeah, right. He has glasses. Okay, so you can't see that well.
Spanky is the spider.
Yeah, okay.
It was Spanky Spider. Then there was Beaky Bird.
I like that.
That's my favorite.
I like that. Beaky Bird. Yeah, Beaky Bird is cool. Yeah.
And then there was Mystery Beetle.
Nobody knew what he. Nobody. I'll tell you. You know, it's a mystery where that one cricket just went.
Well, that's the thing. Is it a ladybug?
I don't see it.
Is it a horned beetle?
Is it a dung beetle?
What it is. It could be.
So you don't know what kind of beetle it is.
It's a mystery beetle. Yeah. Because the graphics were so basic that they just honestly had no idea.
They couldn't tell. They didn't know.
Yeah, they didn't know. But anyway, if you notice here, the name of the game, the year 1982, the 2600, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Slinky, Spanky, I need to say it again, Beaky, Beetle.
Yeah.
Spectrovision was the company name, right? And I just said this was a spider, this was a bird. Eat beans. That's all I have written down for the game.
Eat beans.
Eat beans.
You didn't even put in the fact that he grows bigger.
I can memorize that.
Yeah,
I don't need to. I don't need to worry about any of that stuff.
True.
So that's basically the game.
All right.
Okay. So you have Warbirds, and I have Beaky. Beaky's also a bird warbird. Okay.
No, hold on. You have Warbird and
Beaky bird.
Tapeworm. What do birds eat?
Worms.
I'm thinking it's a two-player game, or it could be single player, but it's really a two-player game where someone plays as a warbird, who has to try and get the tapeworm as it's slinking around, and it's got to try and get it. Is there anything we could do with that?
I feel like Beaky Bird's missing out on this one.
No, I know. I agree. I do agree. Can it be Beaky Bird?
Well,
can you be Beaky Bird?
Yes.
Can it be a Beaky Bird game? He's a bird.
Yeah, Beaky Bird versus Warbird, or Warbird versus Beaky Bird.
No. Why are we versing? Why are you doing the verses? No. Can we do? Hold on. Can it be Beaky Bird? Can it be upgraded?
I want it Beaky Bird
more than anything.
Beaky Bird versus. Hear me out. Beaky Bird. I want Beaky versus Beaky.
I'm picturing like a jousting situation, like a joust thing.
Basically,
where it's like they're both joust.
Yeah,
it's like the same things. Yeah, we made
joust.
eggs
and pterodactyls.
Yeah.
Perfect. No. So Warbird, Tapeworm, Beaky Bird. I don't know. But here's the thing: is that you were saying before that a bird eats a worm.
Mm-hmm.
The worm eats the bean.
Mm-hmm.
And the spider eats the apple.
You lost it, but that's okay.
Warworm.
Warworm. Oh, right, hold on now. He's got glasses and a military helmet on, and the
goggles.
He's got the goggles. Yeah.
They always, anytime you see them in the old movies and stuff, right, or the cartoons,
they got the goggles.
They be on their head.
So
that leather hat, like the football hat.
Exactly. Yeah.
On the head. So hold on. We Tape Bird or Warworm. How about Warworm versus Beaky Bird?
He's taking it. He's sticking. He's gonna fight back.
Well, that's the thing is now.
Blinky. What's his name? Blinky? Slinky.
Beaky.
Slinky.
No, I don't care about Slinky.
No, but I'm just saying.
I know.
He's gonna fight back.
Here's the deal. We have a bird in the name of for Warbird, right? Is now he's a warworm.
Right.
Okay, or tapeworm defeated
the ground
Warbird. But now Beaky Bird. Now it's time to get revenge on Beaky Bird because Beaky Bird didn't like tapeworm. Right?
Yeah.
So basically, tapeworm decides I'm going to be like Warbird, like that biplane. One day I'm going to fly this thing, and then I'm going to take I'm going to take revenge on Beaky Bird.
So you're saying it's this arbitrary worm flying a biplane against Beaky Bird?
Yeah, I want it to be dogfights.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
It's just we're going to take a character from a game and we're going to make him do something completely different, like making Mario play tennis or golf. It's like taking a character from this very specific thing that he does and making him now do all this other stuff. That's the best example I can come up with, man. So yeah, we're taking this worm.
I've staring me in the face this whole entire time, and I didn't even notice.
Oh God, let me see it.
That's a picture of Beaky Bird right there, if I'm not mistaken.
That is most definitely a picture of Beaky Bird. Yeah. Hey, can I ask you a question? Is there a worm inside that apple? So there's a worm going to eat other worms inside those apples?
He's a little upset about it.
He's showing me the art image. Don't mark that, man. That was done on purpose.
He said that. You said that for like 33% of
Shut up. Just shut your mouth.
So there's Beaky Bird. He looks...
It's like a toucan.
Yeah, with like almost a pterodactyl head.
He looks like a toucan, a toucanadactyl. So no, that's a good thing. He's like a pterodactyl. How about Beaky Bird becomes a pterodactyl in this, and Warworm...
How about he straps himself out with like armor that makes him look like a pterodactyl?
Oh yeah, there you go. And Warworm is flying a biplane, and it's on the Atari Lynx.
Is he gonna fly a biplane though? Does he need to?
Well, where does Thunder Warbirds come in?
Well, if you do remember, there was a game called Worms, where they were like little war
military.
worms.
They were a little military, but we're not talking about that.
I know that, but I'm just saying, like, it's just crazy that they're already war
worms, right? But what I'm saying is, you got to bring in this. You got to bring in the Warbird aspect, which was a okay, look, it doesn't have to be a biplane. It can be an F-16, whatever, Tomcat. What are those?
F-22 Raptor.
F-22 Raptor?
Yeah. No. Tomcat was 80s.
Well, F-30 is the Eagles. F-15 was an Eagle. Sorry,
yeah.
F-30.
Let's go. We're gonna cut it right here. He's gonna go in F-14 Tomcat.
Okay, yeah, I like that.
The worm.
The worm is right, yeah. And it's a flight
sim. His name is gonna be Warworm.
Warworm.
Yeah. Versus
Beaky Bird.
Beaky Bird.
What about Beaky Birds?
Oh no, you didn't. You think there are going to be more than one of those?
Oh well, of course he's gonna consistently fight.
All right.
I almost just did it again. He's gonna consistently fight. Listen, if you guys want to know what we're talking about,
no. Nobody will ever know what we're talking about.
I feel like I have to.
You're not going to. It doesn't matter.
I got to address the pink cricket in the room.
You tell me. You tell us what you think we're talking about. Let's see if anybody else can pick up on it.
Okay.
You figure out what we're talking about when I say there's another one or there's another.
And I tell him
I did that on purpose.
Yeah. Okay.
You tell us it's not incredibly difficult.
No,
to decide what it is.
No. How many are you up to? What, your damn tallies? Tally me bananas.
Well, I'm going to tell you one thing.
It's more than last time.
You're progressing. It's getting worse.
Oh. Maybe that's due to the fact that I'm tired. Oh, it's double. We're at double the amount. Wow.
And I let you slide on a few.
You did. All right.
But I've got an ear for this kind of thing.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah.
All right. So we've got
Warworm versus Beaky Bird or Beaky Bird versus Warworm?
No, it's Warworms. What?
Now you're adding more worms in there?
No. Warworm versus Beaky Birds, plural. VS. Yeah, because
Beaky's
it's
bird.
No. Beaky Birds, because there are a lot of Beaky Birds.
I needed to hear the defense. He's so passionate about it.
How do you spell Beaky? Is B-A-B-E-A-K?
Yes.
Yeah? I-E, right?
Yes.
No, it's not. Is it really I-E?
No, it's Y.
Stop messing with me, man. All right, good.
Warbird versus...
No, Warworm versus... All right. We could write these not like off... we don't have to write them while we're recording, but we do it anyway. We're stupid. All right, man. Let's just go through this ending.
What's the plural
real quick.
of bird?
Birds.
You sure? Not like moose?
Yeah, no, let's go through this, okay? So, what do you think? We've got...
What out of all this?
I Dream of Disco Mutants.
Nope.
The Joy of Time Travel. Spacely...
I don't even want to talk about the Jetsons.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about that one. I kind of like this game. The game's fun.
I like, but I feel like it's all in the title, Beaky. And I'm not going to go with that. I'm going with Voyage. I'm going with the Joy of
Time Travel. Actually, I'm gonna go with you on that too, man. That's fun. That's funny. It's fun.
Because it reminds me kind of like Wile E. Coyote would draw the picture on the side of a boulder and the Roadrunner would go through it.
Right.
You know, stuff like that.
Yeah, I like it.
The train. He'd draw like a train and it would come through and it would like flatten up.
We're gonna draw a happy little bird. Bob, please, please.
It's
please.
It's
they're coming.
It's plucked 4 toes off my left foot already. Can you?
The Beaky birds are here.
It's got my eye. It's got my eye.
Oh, a beak. Oh, you want me to have a little beak on this bird? This is a happy little beaky bird. Put him in this little happy little tree. My spleen. You know, it's gonna be great.
It's gonna be worth it.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, I'll draw you a Band-Aid. I'll draw you a Band-Aid.
A happy little Band-Aid for you. Can he draw him a limb? So if he loses a limb, he draws him a limb, and when he goes through the painting,
then it's like Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Don't forget, just animated through the rest of the series.
Yeah. But don't forget, you said earlier that he's going to be like he's going to draw on like a side of a barn. So he's not drawing a little on a canvas like a 3x5, 3x3 foot canvas. He's drawing like a 6x10 foot space. So not only does he has to find a place to draw this stuff.
What year does this take place now?
Every year, man.
Every year.
Every year.
Because I was gonna say, like, a lot of people like today, a lot of people today paint with Photoshop.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, it's digital. No, it's not digital.
You know what I mean?
No, he carries around a ginormous bag, and every time he's like, "I have to go get oil paints. I have to get oil paints." What's interesting is whatever.
I need to hit the store. I'm out of.
Yeah, I'm out of
robust yellow.
I'm out of burnt sienna, and sunshine yellow. Yeah. What I think is interesting is that any time that he goes through, at least in the past, any time that they would go through, they're going to find oil paints. Think about it. That's something I feel like is readily, unless they're back in like cave. But even cavemen had paint. Like, you know what I mean?
So
like
Bob Ross was running from zombies.
Now, okay,
in the past, he'd be able to jump into the hardware stores.
Pride, Prejudice, and Zombies. Yeah.
No, but instead of getting like food and supplies and
he'd pick up. Yeah, no, he leaves that to Jeffrey.
Think about how much oil paint is just sitting out there in the Walking Dead world.
Everywhere.
Right now, like every store is
you could hit an art store in every town, and you would be
there's nothing but oil paint because nobody cares about it, and it's probably not even a broken window on any of them because it's like, do we need anything in there? Nope. move on to the next store, and then like it's
a veritable gold mine, man.
Yeah, there's a gun store.
Right? Bob Ross would thrive out there.
But he would be all over. Okay, he'd be like, I'm good, guys.
I mean, he wouldn't eat anything, and he'd waste away to nothing. So it'd be a zombie painting, and he'd be like, a zombie, and he'd be like, no, I'm just painting happy little zombies, like.
No, he never did the people.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. He didn't.
Yep. But our zombies people. Is that what we want? Do we want to get into that right now?
Can't, look, we don't have time for another hour discussion about whether zombies are people, but.
That's it.
The people for zombies.
They might be.
We'll start the campaign. I'm going to kickstart it tomorrow. Anyway, that'll do it. This has been an episode. And anything else? You want to say anything else to me?
You want to say anything else to you?
Or to anybody else?
Just shut your mouth and stop talking.
Shut up. Stop. Stop it.
We're done.
Everybody stop. All right.
This is the rambling section.
All right. Goodbye.